So, one of the things that you do in the book that I think is really powerful is you provide guidance, a pathway for readers to determine what is your trust language. And so it's a reason to actually get a copy of Minda's book because it will help you to figure that out. I'm wondering though, there are often times when we work with team members where we may ask a team member like, so what would trust feel like for you? Like what do I need to do that will help you to feel like you can trust me? And people just don't know. And so I'm wondering, can you provide some guidance in two buckets? First of all, how can a leader who's working with a team member who just doesn't know what's important to them tune in holistically to be like, I can tell this team member values transparency or feedback or follow through, and I should do more of it. So, how as a leader can you become more socially aware of others, your team members' behaviors? And then for you joining today, if you're like, I actually don't know what my trust language is, how can you make that assessment?
Yes, so the short answer is I hope everybody will get the book. But the long answer, yeah, that's the long and the short answer, if I'm being honest. But what I want people to think about is what they value, right? What are your values? And I think part of it, especially as a manager, is getting to know the people that you work with, right? And what I know about trust is that trust could be there at 9 p.m. and then somebody do or say something and it's gone by 9:17, right? Intentionally, unintentionally. But the problem with that is there's often not space to be able to address it. And there's no accountability, right? And so if you just kind of take a step back and say, what could it look like for us to all be on the same page? And also understanding too that we're all going to make mistakes, right? When I wrote this book, Ritu, it wasn't to say none of us are going to make mistakes. We're never going to erode trust, right? This is not a moment to shame ourselves. This is a moment to say, when I do erode trust, intentionally or unintentionally, do I hold accountability, right? And so for you, I would ask you to again start with what do you need from me to best support you while you're doing work here. That's going
Yeah.
to open up the conversation, right? So maybe somebody doesn't know what trust looks like right now for them. That's a question to ask, but let's start asking questions around what people need to be best supported. And again, when you ask those sorts of questions and interrogate kind of what they need, you're going to find that oh, they need to hear from me more than once a quarter, right? Or if I keep canceling our one-on-ones, that's eroding trust, and I didn't realize that because they've now told me that they value more follow through, right? Or I say
Okay.
that I'm going to do something, and then I'm now trying to avoid you because I don't want to admit that I never did what I said I'm going to do, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
all of these things, again, whether you're a direct report or you're in HR, these languages work across the board. And what I'm hoping is that we just make trust as the main character and we allow people to be able to say what they need to do their best work. So essentially, these trust languages are self advocacy. If I'm
Okay.
not getting it, right? And then if you're back to your point, if I work with someone and they don't know what trust is, but they do know, hey, can you tell me a time where I may have said or done something and it didn't land well with you? You know, I'm working on how we are team building and I want to make sure that trust is the main character. That's an emotionally intelligent individual that's going to do that because then that also opens up. It's not for them to demonize you, but it's like, okay, I want them to know that this is a safe space. So when things do feel like trust is hanging in the balance, that we can at least have productive conversations.